everyone, welcome back to Project Happy Home. I'm Tanya and today I'm doing an open collaboration with Fulltimewifelife on October homeschooling favorites. We had taken a couple weeks, almost 3 weeks off to go visit family, but we are now back in the swing of things after a couple weeks in, and these are the things that have helped us out in the beginning of October at least. One of them is this card game by Professor Noggin. Professor Noggin makes quite a few card games, and they all seem to come with the same set of supplies. It's basically a dice and then a set of cards. And the cards are arranged in the same way. For example, this one is on world countries. And so there's general topic cards like this, but then there's also specific country cards, if you can see. So I believe, there's Thailand, and it has the country and the flag, and they usually point out where the capital would be. And then on the back side of Professor Noggin cards are two sets of questions, one easy and one hard. And so when we would play together, I would ask my son the easy question, he would ask me the hard question. You roll the dice, and depending on what number you get on the dice, that's the question you ask. So it's a fairly simple way of playing a card game, but I was surprised by how much he enjoyed it. I thought when I opened them initially that, wow, this is not going to entertain him for very long, but it definitely did. And they do a good job of splitting up the easy and hard questions. So we also have birds of North America and I believe the United States. And so we'll be checking those out. I think you can find these on Amazon, as well as Zulily has sales on them every now and then. And I'll put a link down below to my Amazon store if they have them. Another thing we've been enjoying this month, but also since we've been getting them, I would say a couple of years ago, are Cricket Media's Baby Bug magazines. And I've been getting these since my second child was around 1.5. And now, of course, I have another. The third has just hit 2, so she's enjoying them as well. But I think they're really, really sweet. This was this month's issue. They come really sturdy for a children's magazine. If you can hear it, they have like nice, sturdy, cardstocky kind of pages so that little hands can't destroy them too quickly, which I appreciated. And basically they go through, they usually have a featured story about this character, Kim and Carrots, at the beginning. It's just a few pages. Then they have a couple other short stories that are only 2 or 3 pages long. They try to do stories from the perspective of the babies, which I like, and they seem to relate to it very well. There's some poems, there's some songs with like actions that the children can do. And then there's some first concept section. So this is like a first concept about migration and how the birds fly south. Things that you will see in your own life with your children, which I like. The illustrations are quite lovely and varied in style. And then they usually have something else that's like an active poem or activity with a lot of exclamation marks, so you can say it with lots of excitement. And then they usually end with a little poem. They also have little activities on the last page that they suggest for you to do with the material. And then there's also like a little find these pictures throughout the magazine. So I'll just show you a couple other covers so you can see how cute they are. And I really do recommend this. If you go on Cricket Media's website, they generally have discounts on their website. So I would recommend looking at that. If you ever do get a mailer in your mailbox, check out their website first, because sometimes they have an additional deal on there. And again, I will link that down below so you can see it. This is another one of our favorites for the month and has been for a while now. This is by Kingfisher, and they make 3D theater books. We have the dinosaur book, we have the rainforest book, and we also have a jungle book that I haven't been able to uncover. If you look on the inside, these are gorgeous, and they have occupied my children's interest for years now, and they have survived miraculously enough. So big kudos. They usually have a couple pages with information and beautiful graphic illustrations, but then when you open it up, and I'm going to hide myself for just a second so you can get a good look. They have like an entire, you can see it. They have an entire like 3D theater where it shows you animals that you can find in there from the rainforest. And I think they have in every book 4 pages of these. So they'll have another page with, you know, like different facts and then like a key for all the animals in the pop-up theater. And then when you open it again, you'll see another page, another beautiful page with another pop-up. And I'll skip the factoid pages so you can see the pop-up theaters. Here's another one. I don't know if you can see that well, but it's really wonderfully done. There's many layers of pop-up in there, so it's really quite beautiful. So that's the rainforest one, and I'll show you the dinosaur one. It's also very popular here because all my kids, girls and boys, love the dinosaurs here. And it follows the same format where it will have a page of facts that's not pop-up and then a pop-up page. And here's another one. Ooh. See, isn't it so cool? It's like, even as an adult, I find them fascinating. And every time I read them to them, we find different animals to find. There's the marine dinosaurs. Another favorite for the month is this, the Potholder Deluxe kit. You can definitely find this on Amazon. That's where I got it, and I'll put a link down below. It makes 6 pot holders. Pot holders take me right back to summer camp from when I was little. It comes with a loom, as you can see here. My son is midway through the process of his 3rd. He made 2 of them before we went on our trip to visit the grandparents and gave 1 to each of them. So he really enjoys it, and it occupies him. So it comes with this little metal hook so that you can take your strings through there, and it comes with 3 bags of these, so quite a few pot holders can be made. It also comes with a little few instructions so that you can make different style pot holders. I never learned how to make different style pot holders, but hopefully we will get to that soon. I always just threw in whatever colors I wanted, but you can actually make specific flag patterns and star patterns and whirl patterns. So that is very fun. And then my daughter wanted to do it also when she saw my son do it, so I got her another one so she could have her very own. Another favorite has been my Plum paper student planner. I'll put a link for my video for the unboxing down below. Basically, when I planned last year for our first year of homeschooling, I used an Erin Condren teacher planner, which is a beautiful planner. Unfortunately, I realized very quickly that I planned for way too many things, and in my enthusiasm for all the curriculum I had acquired, I put in way too many different types of activities per day, and it just started to become very messy about where we were, and I was having to flip through several pages, you know, like we were at week 3 for English, but we were at week 1 for math, and then we were at week 2 for science, and it was just a little bit too complicated, and I was picking and choosing what we were going to keep in our curriculum, what we were going to use consistently, what we were not going to use. And as I progressed, I realized that I had made the rookie mistake of planning way too far ahead, and the planner just started to become messy and not something I was enjoying. So I ordered the student planner from Plum paper because I wanted to try it out as well. And this is it. And I bought the smaller size so that I could slip it in my purse and everything, because the Erin Condren one is quite large and a little bit unruly to take with you to places. And we like to go to different places when we homeschool. Like sometimes we go to the coffee shop, sometimes we go to the library, sometimes we go to the park. So I like having a smaller planner. That being said, I will do another video on how we're using this. I'll just show you a quick peek on how I use it in general. And basically I'm just writing down everything we actually do in a day. So as opposed to planning out, you'll see there's nothing planned for the future. Nothing at all beyond the week that we're on. And so like for this week, for example, I just wrote down exactly for which subject we were doing, what we did that day. And that way I got a really good idea of how much we could handle in a day, what curriculum we were using consistently, what he wanted to use, because in our initial stages of homeschooling, I really want it to be student directed. I want him to tell me like which kinds of workbooks, which kinds of work, which kinds of read alouds that he wants to work with and learn from. So this has been very educational to me, to be able to write down exactly what we're doing instead of marking off what we have done, because that doesn't give me any idea of when we did it. So this has been very good. And I will do another video on specifically how I'm using it and going through different pages that I'm using. And I will link that either up above or in the description box below later. Last but not least, my last favorite and unexpected discovery of the month has been a fidget. Because as you know, my son has ADHD and it can be very difficult for him to sit through, 20, 25, 30 minutes of any one written activity. And what I have found is if I give him something that's a little bit difficult to eat, but doesn't make a mess in our homeschooling room, it actually helps him stay focused and on task. And the best thing that I've found for this is the good old-fashioned carrot. It has to be a big carrot, not a baby carrot, because those get eaten in 2 seconds. But you peel a carrot or not, wash it, give it to the kid, and it's a very tactile thing. It takes a long time to eat. You kind of have to adjust how you eat it as you get closer to the thick end. And it really, really focuses him. And for his subjects that he doesn't enjoy, his least favorite ones, I tend to give him a carrot at that time, and it keeps him like going. And I stand by it. So yeah. The carrot is my last favorite of the month. So if you have a wiggler, I suggest you try one. Okay, well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you liked it, please hit the like button down below and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much. I hope you have a great day.